So for me, this is like a game, and I don't mind. I give myself completely to it. Already have done, and the team already, we are basically day and night. We're on it. We're playing it full on, and we're inviting you to come and start playing with us. And let's see what we can create. Let's see how amazing this group can become, and how many people can join, and what kind of amazing projects we can do, and how fast we can turn things around for the Dearmouring in Europe, and how, yeah, come, let's roll the sleeves up and let's get working, let's create shit together. That's basically the invitation. This is why we're doing it.
But it's so inspiring, and my feeling is that I'm totally on board now, and I wasn't before. Cool. And it's because of the vision that you are laying down with this Dearmouring Europe NGO, and with the words you're speaking right now in this call. It's so important that this is communicated.
So we're gonna start, and then if somebody else drops in, we're gonna let them in. So welcome everybody to this webinar of Dearmouring Europe. Mainly gonna be talking about the summit in May in Portugal. Of course, any other questions are super welcome. We have time. We can just relax and chat and get everybody up to speed about what we're up to, what's being created, what we want to create, and yeah, also to hear your input, to see what you'd like to create and what you're up for, so then we can start kind of synchronizing our brains a little bit. So the core team, there are 5 of us who are organizing the May Summit, and also we are the initiators of the bigger picture, which is the Dearmouring Europe NGO, which was actualized a couple of weeks ago with like signature, and it's concrete now. So you can, if you have any ideas, if you have any requests, anything, you can turn to any one of us, and we can kind of interweave and communicate between and deliver any information that you need, basically from now until further notice. So the summit in Portugal, the idea is to really, if you imagine there must be thousands of Dearmouring practitioners of any kind of style. So there are different schools of Dearmouring, there are different approaches to working with people. And actually, I think a minority of us actually call it Dearmouring. I think most practitioners don't consider themselves a Dearmouring practitioners, but that's what they do for work. So there are a number of, actually, like a list is endless of practices, approaches that we consider Dearmouring, and we would like to include in our group, because at the moment we are like individual people all over the Europe. We don't really know each other, we don't really have a community, and our voices are kind of a little bit lost, like you kind of and just a little bit gets lost in the space of ether, like this vast space of Europe. So the idea is to create a circle, to start forming a unit, to start resonating and aligning with each other, and starting to sing the same song, which is Dearmouring is amazing. It's very useful. It's an amazing modality in all these different ways that we do it, but there is a core sameness, there is a core reason and the result, if you like, of Dearmouring. So the bigger picture is to eventually have thousands of us singing the same song to these hundreds of millions of people in Europe, and they start listening, because once we join the 2, it's much more than 1. When there is 3, it's already exponential. When there is 100, when there is 1,000 people going Dearmouring is like we really affect the field in a very, very powerful, unified, and succinct way. So this is the vision. The vision is to provide many, like the summit in May is just the first, but provide many different platforms, many different ideas, many different gatherings, festivals, like all sorts of things, which will enable us, the Dearmouring practitioners, to get to know each other, to start forming relationships, to start exchanging contact details, to start having friendships, relationships, to start having local meetups, to organize retreats together, to have trainings together, to maybe create festivals together, to create all sorts of different things. So the bigger picture really is unifying the field of Dearmouring practitioners to the point that the law in Europe recognizes us as valid and profession in its own right. At the moment, in many countries in Europe, if practitioners want to do internal work, they have to be registered as prostitutes, which I think is criminal. There's nothing wrong with prostitutes, but we're just not it. So there is just the law doesn't recognize Dearmouring as anything. We don't exist. So the one goal is for us to actually go so loud, like hello, to the whole legislative side of Europe, that they will actually get recognized, so that we have an organized body, so we have some kind of standard, so we have potentially a big school like a university of Dearmouring, where we actually have the legal protection, have the, as any other, like a shiatsu or whatever, any other association of body workers, so that we actually recognize. So that's another line that we look to manifest. So when it comes to the Portuguese summit in May, it's the first time that we're as many as we can get, basically. And please spread the word, like as many people as you know, invite them all to come. So we actually can sit for 4 days in a circle. The daily schedule is very loose. Twice a day, we're going to have an hour and a half in the morning, an hour and a half in the afternoon circle, where we sit in a big group and we discuss and we introduce each other to each other. We present our styles. We each have like 5-10 minutes, whatever, to talk about how we do it, what we do, and what we would like to create. So we're gonna have 2 of those a day to just give us, to sit in a circle and give us a moment to really feel into each other and to hear who is here, to kind of start feeling the spices of this amazing soup that we create, to see who is there. And then the rest of the day is gonna be a free fall for all of you to experience each other's sessions, to meet each other, to have coffees, teas, to exchange sessions, to potentially watch someone else work, to basically spend time to get to know each other. So the whole point of Summit in May is for us to meet, for you to meet each other. So how we're going to facilitate it is we are asking everybody to fill in the questionnaire, the application form, which gives us quite a detailed view of who we are, what we do, what we want, and what we need. And so before the summit, we're going to send everybody who is coming this like a spreadsheet. So everybody can read and say, okay, Dan does this, lives here, and Sophia does this, and she wants that, and Joris lives there, and he's up for this. So that by the time we all come to Portugal, we already know who we want to meet and like who is interesting, because otherwise it could be like a little bit chaotic, like all these people and who is there, you know? So there's going to be one way, one structure that we're kind of going to put out there to help us organize ourselves once we are there. Of course, every night we're going to have a party. So we're looking for DJs and, you know, like we like party. So basically it's going to be a fun 4 days. It's not just going to be like sit there and like all serious with papers, you know. And the large part of those circles is going to be, so Dearmouring Europe is becoming like an octopus, the thing with many legs, the things with many arms and many projects and many interests and variety of amazing things that people want to create. So what we are going to need to start expressing what do we want to create, who do we want to create it with, what do we need, what kind of team, what kind of resources, and then start structuring the projects. And like for example, for now we have Davide and Matt. They are up for, they call it DD, Digital Dearmouring. So they're going to help people and create courses and create sessions to help people become relaxed in front of cameras and for people to present themselves in public, for public speaking. So that's kind of their niche. That's what they want to create. Joris, if I may introduce you a little bit. So he has a little center in Holland and he works with plant medicine. And he may be up for creating little retreats and trainings at his place in Holland. So then there may be me who I run my stuff and I'll be interested to create all sorts of different things. So basically we want to give everybody time to really dive deep into what do you want, what do you want to create, what are you up for, and how can we make it happen as a team, how can we support each other, how can we provide structure and resources. And because there are so many of us, we have everything, we have the money, we have the resource, we have the skill, we have the spaces. So we just want to start providing, opening this physical, like a resource lab, that we actually start attracting each other, communicating with each other, and helping each other to manifest everything they want to manifest when it comes to the armoring in Europe. So this is kind of in a nutshell what we're creating. And I'm super open for questions and for probing, like my brain is kind of run dry, so direct me and direct the team also, ask anything you want to ask.
The question was sort of came up in a discussion with some of my friends who were also at the Dearmouring basic training in 2023, and it centers basically around the costs of participating in the summit. And as I understand it, there's a basic cost to participate. I don't have the numbers right off the top of my head, but 540.
645 or 444.
Yeah, 645 or 545 if you come with your own camper. 645 includes the lodging.
Yeah, everything.
So there's
Lodging,
rooms in the place that you've.
beautiful rooms as well. Yeah,
And the food.
yeah,
And yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Okay. And there was a question from somebody who owns a camper and was thinking of coming, but he said, "Oh well, if I come with my own camper, only 100 euros less.
Yeah.
If I come with my own camper, and
Yeah.
it seems a bit much for just the food. And I mean,
Yeah.
I guess the retreat center offers rooms or bigger rooms to have sessions and mattresses and all kinds. But can you fill us in a little bit more about the facilities and
Sure.
in relation to the costs?
Sure. So they're basically, we as an NGO, we are being charged 345 from the center for the food and accommodation. This is the basic cost that we pay per person. And then there is additional 300 that we put on top. So I'll tell you what for. So basically, the center itself is an amazing, beautiful, like super modern, super clean, like it's really wow. It's one of my favorite centers. I've seen so many, but that one actually I really love. So very squeaky clean, very professional, very like colorful, fresh, young, with everything we need. Many, many mattresses, sound system, lots of bathrooms and everything. The accommodation is split into a few double, triple rooms, and there are some yurts, double yurts. Everything is like very, very up market kind of thing. So it's very nice. The reason the price is set like that is because what we found out is that within these last 5 months of organizing it, the costs for us as an NGO are rising astronomically. Things like, just to give you an idea, just to have 6 of us registered as to get tax numbers in Portugal, because we had to get it, it was 600 euros, poof, out of the account. Just to have the registration of the NGO, literally just to go and sign the paper, it was 500 euros, poof, out of the account. So the costs are just like mounting crazily. And for us to actually pay all that, we had to come up to some kind of this is just like 2 things out of like number of things that are just rising and rising and rising. And we're actually a little bit panicking at the moment, but basically none of us will get paid probably for all this work that we do so far, which sucks, quite frankly, because literally it's a full-time job. Like, you have no idea how much stress and Portuguese bureaucracy, and it's just crazy. The amount of time that we spend. So basically all of these things cost money. So how we see this, the Dearmouring Europe, the whole project, is basically, for me, the team can say how they see it, but for me, I almost see it as a social experiment. So there are all these hundreds of Dearmouring practitioners in Europe, thousands probably, and they all
Hmm.
want to have this like unified vision. They want to have a place where we can call home, where like NGOs, like whatever headquarters, where people can come and receive trainings and meet each other and whatever. We all want to have all of that, but nobody wants to pay for anything. So that's not going to work. So what I've learned, and I'm going to share it because it's in my heart. So a couple of years ago, we had a court case which I spearheaded, and it was to do with the word Dearmouring, which was owned by a Swiss practitioner.
Right.
And she started hunting individual, especially in Switzerland, Austria, and Germany, because she's Swiss. Her lawyer started hunting individual practitioners, Dearmouring practitioners of any style, telling them you have to stop using the word Dearmouring, it's private, you have to turn off your websites, you have to basically, it was like, what the fuck?
Hmm.
So that happened a number of times, and then she came after me with the same thing. So then I took it to court, and it took us about 2.5 years of countless months of research to prove that basically she can't own the word Dearmouring. It's ridiculous. Like
Right.
nobody owns the word massage and nobody can use it. It's like, nah. But that's how it was. So 14,500 euros later that I paid, and about 2.5 years of work, the community said, thank you, Dan, and they collected about 4,000 euros, which is amazing. Thank you so much. So what I've learned out of that one is that it's all nice and dandy saying we want this, but nobody wants to pay for shit. And so then I have to pay for it. And that's not okay. I'm not up for it anymore. So for that reason, the Armoring Europe NGO, I'm spearheading it from the perspective of if you community want to have things done, then you need to work for it and you need to pay for it and you need to do it because nobody else is going to do it. We are the ones who are saying we are professionals and we do sessions and we work with people and we run trainings and we have retreats. Well, who is going to pay for us to do all of that? I can't do it. That's not my job. That's not fair. So I don't mind spearheading. I don't mind organizing. I don't mind putting months and months and months of work. Like literally, Sophia and I work tirelessly, like 10 hours a day, basically, on this stuff. It's like full-time job for us, and we're not getting paid. So what you don't see is how much work is actually behind the closed doors. And this is
Hmm.
all going to be opened in May, and we're going to present you basically with a proposition. You say you want this, let's do it together. You're going to pay for it as much as we, you're going to work as much as we, and we're going to create something absolutely amazing so that everybody benefits and everybody has incredible setup, incredible everything that we need. So we can spread the armoring, and then obviously everybody makes more money. That's the whole point.
Hmm.
Also, from a professional perspective, that once the Amarin becomes famous, like more known in Europe, more and more of those hundreds of millions of people are going to come to our trainings, our sessions. So it's good for everybody. So this is kind of where it comes to the money and where it comes to. So I hope if you still have any questions, I'm super open to answer. But that's like what I have to say so far about the cost and that.
I think it's also about how do we make like yeah, if you have to find out for your what the legal part is in your country, that's why also we're like in looking at what in every country is a legal term, so we can provide like okay, everyone who is in Belgium or in the Netherlands or another country, for you are these are legal terms. So we try to unify the needs, so we only have to investigate one time and not everyone has to do it separately. So we're trying to yeah get this cost to this NGO. So we look it up and we get people in for that and we do the investigation and we give it back to the community. Like, guys, look, we did the work for you. Look, this is what you have to put on your website to be safe, to be legally okay. So you don't have to worry. So that's what we want to do. So not everyone is on his own island trying to find out how to do it. We
Yeah,
get the community and then we can give it back. So that's why we also, yeah, highly want to yeah, I know there is an investment, but no, it's all coming back. We have an open book, so we all them if everyone is saying we want to see the books, no problem, we'll show them. It's not it's just like okay, let's get this part rolling so we can give back to the community and we can get people because like Dan is saying, I don't know the name of the woman who did the research, is already on it now as we speak to investigate about the Europe thing, but we're not able to pay her, and but she's already doing the work, so she's already on it. And as NGO, we are not at the moment paying her, but she's already started. I'm very grateful for that and thankful for her that she's already doing it. But yeah, in the end, she also has to live. So it's as a community, we have to provide her to her as well, so she can live. So yeah, it's a bit like we're trying to create a win-win situations for everyone, so everyone can live from it. Because it's also, I know there's a very struggle to live from this profession. So we want to make it so that everyone can live from it, and is legally also covered, and also in other places covered. If like yeah, you have some questions about a website or something to build, yeah, yours is good at that. David has also now joined us. He's good at video, so you can just say, okay, look, I'm struggling with this. Can you help me out with this? That's also what you want to create. Like, okay, we are specialists in the house. Everyone has a specialty. Let's join together and create together and pick each other's mind. Like, I'm struggling with this. Can you help me with it? Okay, and that we try to communicate also to get everyone also on the map in Europe. Like we're going to create a map and get everyone on it so people can find you as well. Like when people say you're in Europe, we can find you on a map. So yeah, we're trying to create all of that. Um, but yeah, it's like starting from creating a small baby and letting it grow and making it so everyone can benefit of it.
Okay, I understand. So if I understand it correctly, um, of the 645, about 300 euros
Yes.
is for the funding of the Dearmouring Europe NGO.
For well,
All the work that's already been done, all the work that you have in the works and that you're still working on.
well, I would love to say yes, but it's no. Like this is covering tiny bit. So to give you an example,
I don't,
we are just
John, it's not about the money. It's more about the idea, and
yeah.
I
This is
want to
it.
really understand the idea. I'm supportive of the idea of having a professional organization that I can become a part of, and that's sort of a seal of professionalism, of
Quality. Yes.
legal backing if needed. I understand that, and I'm all for it. A lot of other professionals in certain lines of work, whether it be systemic work or rebalancing type of massages, they all have their own organization and they're accredited. They have talks with other professionals about problems they encounter. There's a word for it that I can't think of at the moment. So I'm all for making this a more professional line of work, if you will, with sort of a membership type of enrollment into the to become a part of the Dearmouring Europe NGO as an overarching organization. I think it's top. The problem I had and the reason for my questions was that it's not really been communicated in that way to us before.
Yeah.
You understand?
I do.
So that also explains why I have the questions.
Perfect. Yeah.
What am I paying
Thank you so
for?
much.
Where's it
Yeah.
going?
Yeah. I mean, basically, the whole thing is like this such a young baby is just being developed. So we're kind of, yeah, we forget many things, and this is why we're having this webinar actually, because there's so many logistical questions coming that we didn't answer already. So like, thank you for this, and please, other people ask questions, and let's answer all of the questions. So basically, whoever is watching this webinar and reading the website has every single possible answer to every single possible question we could have.
Yeah. All right. May I make one remark, because I now understand that of the 645, that is the fee for the summit. it includes both lodging and food,
Yes,
right?
correct.
And because it wasn't really clear, there was some mention about hotels or Airbnbs in the vicinity of the
Yes.
center,
Yeah.
which sort of led me personally to believe that I was supposed to arrange for my own lodging.
No.
No.
Let me clear it up. So the confusion
Yeah.
comes that because we start at 1 o'clock in the afternoon
Uh-huh.
and we finish kind of late afternoon on the last day, people's flights are not arriving all like right where they should do. So
Okay.
many people need to arrive the night before and need to leave the day after. And so
Right.
then the idea of the lodgings and Airbnbs is for the night before and the night after. So when
Okay.
people fly in, most people probably will have to stay somewhere just to because we start at 1 and we can enter the building or the retreat center at 11. So unless your flight arrives at 9 o'clock in the morning, you're gonna have to either be late or arrive day before. So this is
Right.
the reason for the Airbnbs. And for that also we already created a Facebook secret group just for the participants who are coming to the event. And then you can connect and like discuss, share rides to the thing, organize Airbnbs together like we're already doing. Some people are doing it. Just cheaper and more fun and more kind of community based. But this is the answer to that, yeah.
Okay. It might be advisable, because I was sort of confused about the lodging question. That the communication could be perhaps a little bit clearer on what's included in the fee for participating, what it does include, and also for flights arriving early or late, leaving late, why there's a mention of a Airbnb. It's to facilitate lodging after or before the start of the event.
You can see Jan
That
and
wasn't
Sophia are
really
taking
clear.
notes, so I'm sure we're gonna correct it and produce the
right.
information in a good way. Thanks, Robert.
Okay.
Cool. Any more
Cool.
questions?
I'd like to say something about the cost situation, if I may.
Yeah.
I'm one of those that consider myself chronically broke, but I think for what potentially can happen there, it's very fair and very cheap, actually. So
Yeah.
I'm extremely grateful for the work,
Yeah.
all the work you're putting in. Yes,
I mean, basically,
very
it's
much
like,
appreciated.
literally, like Sophia and I were laughing, and Jan actually the other day, we were trying to calculate how much we're getting. If we get any money, how much we would get paid. It's like €1 an hour. Like,
10 cents.
like it's like literally.
Pure
It
dedication.
was not
Pure
€1 an
dedication.
hour. It was
Not
less.
even €1 an hour, exactly 10 cents. Exactly, yeah.
Thank you so
I mean,
much.
basically, like,
Thank you
I
so
really
much.
want to put it in that, like, for me, this is my passion, my life's, like, this is not, I don't need this. Like, I really don't. Like, I have a good life, I have a trainings, I have a school, like, this is for me surplus to requirements, honestly. So it's not for me. But I really burn for this, I love it, and I want to spread it, and I want to help you all to kind of, I know I want to be part of community, So I don't mind giving literally months and months and months of work for nothing because it's an amazing cause. And the reason I'm saying it is because I want to inspire you also to see the same vision and to contribute somehow. I don't know how, but just like give of yourself for something that we can all like benefit from. Really, this is the whole, and this is why I call it a social experiment, because I want to see like what's happening right now. It's March 2025. I mean, we are in the middle of the shift. The reason all of us got born in this time is happening right now. It's unfolding as we speak. So it's just incredible, cosmic. The whole thing is just unbelievable. And so I want to see if humans, we say we are ready for this new earth. I say, okay, let's test it. Let's see if we can create an organization, a body like this, which is run by people, for people, providing stuff that we need, all of us need. Let's see. And this is basically how I see it. This is why I call it a social experiment. Because if there are still so many egos and selfish attitudes, it's not going to work. It's simply the whole thing will just implode. Or if people are generous and genuinely interested and willing to give of themselves, then it will work. So for me, this is like a game, and I don't mind. I give myself completely to it, already have done. And the team already, we are basically day and night, we're on it. We're playing it full on, and we're inviting you to come and start playing with us. And let's see what we can create. Let's see how amazing this group can become and how many people can join and what kind of amazing projects we can do and how fast we can turn things around for Dearmouring in Europe. And how, come, let's roll the sleeves up and let's get working, let's create shit together. That's basically the invitation. This is why we're doing it,
Well, make a promo video of what you just said.
I was recorded, so we can just yeah.
Yeah, because you are talking now about ethical stuff. So, and I think that's a very interesting topic to talk about. So, what is it and what is it not? So I think as I feel into it, there is a base getting born, really like a base, but so solid. And there are lots of things in there, in that base. And that's what we are going to create. But there's something that I feel where I'm frightened of is my safety, always in life, in general, my own safety. So what's in the base? So what ethical, how do I get the frame? Yeah. So it's really important for me. Yeah.
This is, I hear you, and I'm gonna do my best, and also I'm gonna invite the team to share their opinions and views. But basically, when we started this thing, I was talking to Joris, actually. Joris and I had a really strong connection. That was like October, I don't know, November, whatever. We spent hours and hours beginning to crystallize what's gonna happen. And I got really excited. And then I had a conversation with my teacher, with Božena. And she just went, Dan, be very careful what you're creating, because if those people fuck up, you as a leader will suck the karma. It's your neck is on the line. Be very careful what you're creating. And I thought, whoa. And I went, handbrake, stop the train. And Joris was like, oh, wow, what's going on here? Like we were going fast train and suddenly I stopped. And basically I stepped off the train and I changed the whole picture because I don't want to be responsible for anybody's actions. And I don't want to, for me, this is my alignment to I am, my alignment to the masters that I follow and the path that I follow is number one. Integrity must be paramount. And if I don't like something, if I don't like the direction, and Tim knows this, I keep telling them this, as soon as I feel that something is offline, I'm off. And you can do whatever you want, but not under my name. So I can promise you that I will do everything I can to keep my line of integrity, which is master sharp, clean fucking knife. I will not create anything that is not in line with the heart and with the high vision. I will simply not do it. If somebody wants to do it, be my guest, you can do it. I'm going the other way. So this is my alignment. And for as long as I stand as a driver in this train, this is the direction that I'm taking. And if some people don't like it, you're free to do whatever you want. I honor you. Everybody has their own choice, and go and do it, but not on my train. So basically, this is how I see it. So it's not just moral, it's integrity, it's love. There are so many laws that I follow. There are so many lines that I'm following, and I'm not letting go of that, because if I let go of that, then I pay, and I don't want to pay. So I don't know what else to tell you, but I'm really open to hearing all of you. And this is, again, this is us. It's not me, it's us. And I want you to input and to say and to open your soul and put yourself out there, tell us what you're up for, and then let's create together. So if you like, my job at the beginning, I'm the driver because I have to be, but as the train starts establishing its course, I'm going to step back more and more because I don't want to do this. I don't this is somebody else's job, if you like. there are so many projects that are going to happen that I cannot possibly oversee everything. So I'm going to be more and more of a kind of it sounds wrong, but like a police officer, like integrity police. I'm just gonna watch the line, and when I see something not being done in a way that I feel it's right, I'm gonna say, listen, I'm not up for this. So yeah, but again, it is not me, it's us. So the team, the reason we love each other is because we share the same vision, and we trust each other on that, and we challenge each other. Like Joris, Jan, and I had a really challenging conversation last week, and it was amazing. We were just kind of challenging the deeper level of trust to each other. So we are like, I almost see it like some of you came to my trainings, and you know how when we do the circle and we do coaching in the circle, well, the whole thing is like that. I see it like a one big training, and there is no escape. Like everybody is visible, everybody has to be transparent, or they will be asked to leave, or I will leave. Basically, that's like, I'm not playing any other game. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it answers, it clarifies. I know how you work, and I know that your that integrity is highly praised. It's most important thing, I think, and for me it's the same. I'm also like that. Yeah, and I know also it's about self-responsibility. So I'm responsible for my own actions. It's really important. And yeah, I don't know what to say more about it. But yeah, we are like creating something that like an interdependence thing. So we are all creating something that we are responsible for the thing that we're creating together. Yeah, but self-responsibility is one core thing also. Oh, yeah, that's it.
No, Erika, because I know you and I love this quality of yours, you can take on responsibility or accountability of being an integrity, like again, integrity police with me if you want. And
I
just,
love that.
yeah, I know you do. And just watch the whole thing with a microscope. And as soon as you see any little bit of ego, any little bit of me, I want, I take, immediately like red flag, not in this circle, like this needs to be talked about, what's going on. Because it needs to happen, and not just you, like we need everybody to do that, but like some of us are gonna be, that's gonna be a job. And just pierce in and just look at everything that everybody does, how it's done, from where they come from when they do it. This is the thing. Do they come from love and we, or do they come from selfish I? Or like, it doesn't matter, I can just do it half-heartedly. No, you can't.
Yeah, from profit.
Maybe that can be your contribution to the circle.
Yeah.
I tell you, Jan, this is very inspiring. The vision that you're laying down, and you're not the only one. You mentioned Joris and you mentioned Jan, and there's other people in the core summit team, if I can call it that, who are also working towards this vision. But it's so inspiring, and my feeling is that I'm totally on board now, and I wasn't before. Cool. And it's because of the vision that you are laying down with this Dearmouring Europe NGO, and with what the words you're speaking right now in this call. It's so important that this is communicated to whomever is on your mailing list for this summit, because I didn't catch it before, and it's so inspiring, it's so motivating, and it really pushes me to decide right now in this moment that yes, I'm going to be there in Portugal. Whereas before I was kind of iffy, I don't know, I was on the fence, and now I'm not. Cool. And so it's so important that this vision is communicated more clearly to the world and to the people who have been participating or have been active in the dearming field, participated in the trainings of Dearmouring Europe, or Dearmouring Arts, I should say. Another thing that's coming up, I saw Susanna Roosgaard's name somewhere. Is she on board?
Yes, she is. She is part of the NGO board. There are 9. So the 5 of us is just the core team that initiated the whole thing. But actually, the NGO structure has 9 people in it, which includes Susanne Rosgaard. She's on the board. It includes Mach Wendt. He's also in. It includes Louise Viby, who is my co-teacher and dear colleague from the Resonance and Presence, and includes Joël Boa from Paris. So this is the 9 and 5 of us. So this is the and Solveig from Hamburg. She is the actually there's 10 of us. So we are the, if you like, the all-seeing eye and the board. Yeah.
Okay. I see that's good information that needs to get out as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I know of Susanna Roosgaard. I've never attended any training of her, but she is a very respected and well-known teacher in this field. Yeah, okay, great.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think also it's like we say now we're with 10 on the board, but it's like we don't want to be like saying there are 10 on the board. We all like to be with 100 on the board. Like it's not that we are running it. It's like we're equals. We want to get everyone's opinion and also back to us. Like, guys, we see this or we see that. Give it back, because it's not that we, let's say, have the whole vision or the whole picture. It's like we want to get everyone at the same level. You come back to us, say, guys, we missed this, or you're going there in the wrong direction. We don't see the vision, like Diana said. Now, there is something wrong with what you're doing now. It's not concluded with a vision. Give it back, because we want to stay aligned as well, and we need the feedback to stay aligned, because we also, or somewhere some still human, so we also sometimes drift a bit. And yeah, that's good to have the community to hold us in line as well. To guys, like Diana's all saying, I keep it in line, but it's good to also, because we also sometimes get together enthusiastic on some ideas, and we lose sometimes some part of it, but it's good to have a community, like keep us on track. So we love to have the feedback as well, and not be looking at us as the 10 ones who are guiding. No, we want to have the 100 people or 1,000 people that are guiding this, not the 10 people that are on there. It's very clear that we want everyone to be equal, give feedback, give remarks, like the good question you said about the budget. We're open to that, because we have no secrets. We want to be open and growing this.
Okay.
Really, like we can see it as a circle. Basically, we're creating a circle, and everybody is as equal as everybody else, and everybody takes responsibility for everybody else. And only in that way we can operate as a one organism. So there are no leaders. And when we come to organizing, there's going to be projects. I told you there's going to be many of you actually are going to start their own schools, their own retreats, their own projects, their own stuff. Everybody is self-employed, or they have their own thing. Nobody works for anybody. We're all sovereign individual entities, and we choose to come together for the purpose of creating something amazing. But legally, financially, everybody is going to be their own. Everybody has to make living. Everybody has to take responsibility, and everybody has to have a fucking amazing time at it. You know, this is basically the criteria to sit in the circle. You know.
Yeah. No, I totally understand. And this is not a hierarchical corporation type of organization.
No,
that would be defeating the purpose. And so I understand what Jan is saying about we're all equal. Yes, we are. By definition, we're all equal. But there's always people who are, who take the initiative, like you've done with this NGO and with the summit, with some people that you know and that you've kicked the idea around between the two, the group, the core team, if you will. And that's wonderful. I understand that, but it needs to grow, and this is a beautiful step to, you know, in the right direction for growing and becoming a more professional profession.
Yeah, I think
As
so.
such, yeah. So I'm all for it. I commend you for
You know what
and
I
the
really
team.
look forward to? I really look forward to seeing the other colors of people. Like this is my color, and I'm going with it. And I want everybody who is in a circle to go with their color. And
Yeah.
let's see, because that's just like I can't even imagine. Can you imagine when, let's say, we have like in a year or two we have like 1,000 people, few hundred, 500 people in a circle, and every one of you is going with your color in the world. I mean, it's just gonna be like rainbows everywhere.
Yeah,
Like
it's going to be
high
beautiful.
professionalism, high integrity, amazing amount of love, support of one another. I mean, the armor is just gonna blossom like this, like fast-growing tree. It's just gonna go into this most amazing, beautiful flower, you know,
Yeah.
and that's amazing. And then all these hundreds of millions of office workers and people that just like, bless them, they're just sidetracked and they have no idea really who they are, why they are here, and what's really going on. And we can help them. We can just say, hey, just come here, come to this place and relax. Just take a breath. It's just like everything is good. You're loved. Just relax. They go, ta-da! So it's just amazing vision, you know.
It's what Dearmouring does.
Yeah.
It's shedding your armor and allowing yourself to show your true colors. But it's a process. I'm finding out myself. It's a process, you know.
And so we're gonna
And
help each other. This is what Jan was
yeah.
saying. This is why we're sitting in a circle and we help each other to grow, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
I wonder, do you have something like criteria what you would consider this is Dearmouring and this is not? I'm thinking of inviting, who of my friends do I invite? They're doing some kind of work, body work. Is it already Dearmouring? They are a psychologist. Like, do you have something in mind there, or do you leave it up to the people
No.
who say like, we know Dearmouring and we just
No, we
check?
can't leave
Oh.
it up to people because then we end up with everybody there, you know. So the quick, like the one sentence definition of what the armoring is, in my mind, is anything that gets me closer to God is the armoring. Anything that helps me reach mastery and catalyze myself to become fully activated human being in flesh is the armoring. Anything that has a lasting effect on opening and surrendering and exposing authentic self is the armoring. There are many things that, but you see, the thing is, this is the core. And thank you for this question. This is really important because it comes to the question like, what are we really committed to in life? What are we really doing? There's absolutely nothing wrong with anything, but the armoring is specific. And so because it can be done in literally as many people, that many ways it can be done. There's not just one way. There are endless ways leading to the same path. The path is become normal, humanize, open, relax, loosen up, accept yourself for who you really are, connect your soul, connect your spirit, release the contraction, release the fear, and realize that you live in a most amazing multidimensional reality. You are part of God. You are almighty, beautiful, loving creature that is pretending to be this blind little human in a little prison called Earth. And so anything that gets people closer to that, I see as the armoring, and they're super welcome to join. So it's just a definition of what we like. We have, you know, I don't know if you know her, Mina from Sweden. She's a barrister. She's a lawyer, and she de-armors her law clients. You know, she does the armoring there in a very unlikely place. So like it can be done in so many different ways. It's just the way you look at life that determines whether it's the armoring or whether it's playing a game of whatever else, you know? Does that answer the question?
Yes.
Not
I
fully.
think I think it's also like having the somewhere a commitment to be open for feedback and growth. That like yeah, when people are like not open to receive because it's all the things we want to give to people is from the heart, but it sometimes comments can come in a bit hard and a bit painful. But as long as they're open to receive and like we'll do it with love, and that's what the circle we're asking the circle to do is give feedback to people with love and from the purest point of your heart for their growth, and they're open for that, then it's okay because that's what we want to create. We don't want to do more than that. So if the people are open for that, then it's good. But if they're like hard with giving feedback and hard with yeah working with it, then it's sometimes hard. If they collapse and they close completely, then it's hard for them to be there. So we want to have them open and we want to help them from the bottom of our hearts. Or like everyone, I hope can give them feedback from the bottom of our hearts so they can grow, then we love them there. That's actually the idea. But yeah, you know your friends, you know how open they are. So try to make a good judgment about it because yeah, if they're closed down and they're shut and they go into drama or they go into yeah, then they're like yeah, sucking the energy. So that's a bit like yeah, we try to avoid it. That's why we say one petition is there. Everyone has been going through some process, so they know what can happen. They can handle themselves a bit and can go open again. So yeah, know that they're in a safe place and be open again up. It's no problem that someone is closes at the point, but they know, okay, I have to open up again, and it's good. That's what we want to have.
Erika is bursting.
So I was thinking about you know, you have your daily schedule and then you have time for practitioners to come to do something together. But how will that go? Because you say you will make a list, and I understand with filling in the registration form that there is a lot of information there, yeah. But when I read a form, then I don't know, when I'm in a circle, then I can pick people like energetically, you know. I think it's what happens also in the basic training when people are in a circle and they have to start practicing together, or they have to give each other a session, then they yeah.
We're gonna have it like this. That was the idea, and I'm still up for it. We still didn't decide. Basically, to have like an armband in different colors. So let's say everybody who completed the Armoring Arch training has one color. Everybody that did work with Gaia Method and Sudan Rosgar has another color. Everybody that did whatever school has another color. And then you kind of walk around and there's all these different colors. And so that's one way of potentially knowing who is offering what. But this spreadsheet actually is going to be a very good way so that you read through it before you come and you say, okay, so this person works with this modality and I'm interested and I'd like to find out. And then you go and meet them and say, hey, do you mind, let's go into the room over there and just practice, like show me what you do, I want to experience. Or like maybe you're gonna say, oh yeah, I heard you're gonna do you mind if I watch, because I'm interested in your style as well and I'd like to see how you do it. And so like just basically organically people will spread into different spaces and experiment and explore what each one does and how he does it. And maybe at the end of it somebody is gonna want to go and train in like more of that style, because I want to expand my toolkit and I like what you do, and maybe I go and train in what you did because I want to have the same skill. So it's just kind of organically kind of grow into that kind of space. Does that answer your? You're still thinking?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's I don't know. It's it's where the magic happens, I guess.
Trust the process.
There is different approaches. I'm also not a spreadsheet person, and for me, I'm having challenges to fill that form. For me, it's too big, and for me, this idea of these bracelets is redundant.
Oh,
I need to be with people and feel it. So everybody, and even us in the core team, have different approaches and different wants and different whatevers. So how to be and articulate and be in our differences and different energies. And yeah. And yeah. It's different the way, yeah. When we met in September is like completely different, and how we resonate together. And some people I resonate more, some people I resonate less in September, and here is gonna be the same.
Yeah. And this is the beauty of what I like. If you've done my training, then you know that sometimes I kind of play with it and say, of course I don't like everybody. I can't like everybody, because I am like someone and I'm not like someone else. So I like someone and I don't like someone. That's okay. I have to be allowed to do that, So in this big circle, it's gonna be the same. Like there are gonna be people that you resonate with and you are alike, and so you're gonna like them. And there's gonna be people that you really don't like because you're not like them. So this is the beauty of having 8 billion people in the world, that there is plenty of people for somebody. So we just need to respect each other's differences and honor it and say, I can see that you love what you do, and I can see that it's good for someone, not for me, but that's okay. We can be all different colors and creeds and like religions, and that's totally okay with me. Just let's live in peace and respect, and yeah, honor each other rather than fight each other. So I'm totally up for diversity and color and like differences, being in one space, and you go play with them, you go and play with them, that's all good, That's how I see it.
I want to answer Marvin's question. If your question was, how do I invite people, right? People that does the armoring or bodywork, but do they know if they are doing the armoring or not? And what they answer can be a bit confusing, because who is not working for God, from their own perspective? It's like, yeah, of course I am. Well, okay, let's see if we are aligned into that same values. So I would say I would share the message, and they will align by themselves. They will resonate organically. We don't really need to do nothing. They will know who they are, if that makes sense. Like, even if I don't call myself the armorer, I know that my work is transforming people's lives from being totally covered and in the darkness to being lighter, right? So I read the message and I read the website and I align with the values and the vision of this project, and then I will feel, okay, I would like to join, no? And then secondly, we have a second filter, which is the one that will make an interview or a call with them, so they can see if they really like the project and they want to join. Right, Dan, you are still on with that?
Sorry, I was reading. I meant to say something.
That you are still on this second filter, where you will do a call with each participant that want to come.
Absolutely, yeah, I have to. Yeah, if I don't know them, then I need to just make sure who is coming. Not everybody is invited, really, like by any stretch. No.
Yeah.
Not
So
only
for me,
because of the approaches, but also because they may be selfishly oriented, and like I'm not really up for having those kind of people around. Yeah.
So in that way, we are kind of safe to invite people, and then we have this filter of, okay, let's have a call and meet each other, and then we see if we fit.
So are there any other questions? We're kind of approaching an hour and a half, and I think we need to kind of think about soon saying goodbye. But are there any other logistical? Yeah, Marvin?
Yeah, quickly, say somebody wants to show up and give sessions for money there. Is that a clear no?
No.
Good.
No. No, but basically, this is our playing ground. This is our lounge. We all practitioners. We all do this for work, and we just want to go and meet each other. Like this is nobody makes money there. No. But thank you for the question. Like if you know any practitioners that do the armoring, let them know about the summit and let them come. Like let's include them in a group so that more can come.
And for the ones who registered and paid, there's also the private Facebook group.
Yeah.
We can share rides and accommodation and
Yeah, this
details.
also makes sense to register as soon as possible so you can start communicating with each other and organizing like, travels and stuff. Yeah. All right. So can we conclude this meeting and say thank you so much? Thank you so much, really, for everybody for being
Yes,
here,
thank
for
you.
putting so much energy and life force into all of this. And I really, really, really look forward to seeing you all in May and having 4 days to go boom and party.
Thank you.
Thank you to all of us,
Thank
all
you.
of you, especially all of you that work hard. Thank you.
Thank you to all of us.
Yeah.
All of you.
All right. Big hug. Big hug. Ciao for now.
Ciao.
Bye bye.